Hello, this is Pat Cahill from Pat Cahill Metalworks, and today we're going to do some fold form earrings in the shape of leaves. So what I've done here is I take a piece of 22 gauge copper and I just folded it and then get nice and flat. And then I taken some just icons off the internet that looks like leaves, and I'm going to make them a little fancier than they are now. And I'll saw them out. They're right on the edge of the fold, and I'll saw them out. I'm going to give it a little serrations here, and we'll go from there. So let me play a little bit with the way I want this to look, and then I'll start sawing and I'll bring you back. Okay, so they're all cut out, and just to add a little interest and to make them symmetrical on either side, what I'm going to do is I'll saw, let's bring the camera over, saw the lines just a little bit. And okay, and then I'll take a file. It can be a triangular file or whatever. And just open that up a little bit so that you have like little serrations on the edge of your leaf. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. It's subtle, but it'll show. Nothing wrong with a little subtlety. And I could probably add another one, maybe down here. I probably will do that. I'll do that off camera and finish the other side too, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so we have them all cut out and put the notches in, and the next step is to open them up. And you can use a lot of tools for this. If you have some old like butter knife or something, or even a pocket knife that's dull, try to be careful if you do use a knife so that you don't scratch up. And I have this tool. I'm not even sure where I got it. Oh yes, I do. I got this at a workshop I did with Michael Good, who's just an amazing jeweler, and when it comes to like anti-classic forming, he's like one of the best. Okay, so I slowly just get in there and start to wiggle it open. This is a small piece, so it's a little bit harder. But if you find it too hard because you banged it to get it, you can always anneal it, and that'll make it a lot easier to pull apart. And I might just do that myself. But just slowly work it, and again, be careful. You don't want to put some big gouges in it. It's not that you can't get them out later on, but I think I'm going to anneal this because it is a little bit tougher than I want it to be. But also be careful when you're jamming this in. that you don't slip, especially if you're using a sharp implement. You definitely want to be careful. Alright, so I open it up all a little bit, and I think I'm going to, like I said, I think I'm going to anneal it. The thing about copper is that it, when you anneal it, it gets nice and soft quite quickly, but when you start banging on it, it gets hard even quicker. So on some things, when you're working with copper, you have to continually anneal. And works is just that it just hardens up real quick, unlike silver, which will stay pretty annealed for a bit longer time, and it'll take a bit more hammering to really get it work hard. So let me get this set up and get my flame going and anneal this copper. Okay, that's quite the flame. Nice bushy flame. Sometimes with copper, you can play around with it, and if you actually get good at it, you can get really nice effects by firing it. You can get like really nice reds and all sorts of colors. I'm not getting that right now, but maybe we'll try that a little later. So this one's been annealed. And we'll just throw that in the water and quench. And anneal this one. And let me pickle these guys and I'll get back to you. Okay, so they've been annealed and they're a little bit easier now. And so I still work it apart, and you can progress from sort of this thinner sort of way to get into a tight spot to some of your tools you use for burnishing, or any tool, a spatter that will give you the leverage to open it up a bit more. Oops, that's something you want to avoid. Luckily this is a nice soft smooth surface, so it won't put anything nicks in there. Alright, so when you got it open as much as that, you want to go to the next stage, and that is to use a ring mandrel, and that in combination with the hammer, you can open it up quite a bit more. I'm going to set it up on my vise, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so here I am. I have a ring mandrel connected to my vise, and it just makes it a lot easier. I can open it up by just going along, and as we get it more open, we bring it to the fatter part of the ring mandrel. And it doesn't need to be opened all the way flat. As a matter of fact, I kind of like that. Now you can see that this has not been fully pickled, or the oxidation hasn't been taken off of it totally, but that's a good thing. Well, It's not, you can use that for sort of a patina, or we can pickle it. The reason why is it was folded in, and the pickle couldn't get in here to remove the oxidation. So that's pretty much all there is to this part. Let me get the other one going, and we'll talk about what we want to do next with these. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've opened it as much as I want to on the ring mandrel. Now I just want to open it up a little bit more. And actually, towards the end, I want to flatten it out and sort of curve it up so it has a little sinewy part to it. And that's our leaf. That one still needs to be cleaned up. I cleaned this up a little bit, but I'm going to clean it up a bit more. Are you seeing that? Yeah. So again, just open it up a little bit more, and then towards the end, sort of round it to get that sort of look. I like that. So now I want to clean this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to drill holes here in the stems for the ear wires. So I'm going to start out by using my center hole punch, and that just gives me a very good spot for putting the drill down to drill the hole. There we go. Oh, why that's... So, over here, and just drill our holes. So this is an easy little, but easy little earrings that one can make, and they're actually quite nice. So now I just need to find my ear wires, which we made in a previous episode. And that's not going to be easy because I would put things in places I can't find. So let me get back to you after I find my ear wires, and we'll finish this up. Okay, so what's left is just to put on the ear wires, and we'll twist out, move around, and close it off so they're nice and secure. They dangle nicely. And the other one. Little side twist like you're doing jump rings. And then recenter it. Nice. Okay, so there we have it. The back and the front with some nice simple leaf earrings. Again, there's a million things one can do with these. As I said before, you can enamel them. You can add sort of veins so it gets more realistic with the leaf. You can have a different edge. You can, I started out trying to play with color, and you do see a little bit of the red in the center vein, but it's very, very subtle. I would redo that. And the nice thing about copper is that you can redo these things. You can fire it, refire it, until you get exactly what you want. You can actually use a much smaller flame than I was using, and try to just almost get these little effects in the copper. Maybe I'll show you that in an upcoming episode, what you can actually do playing with the amount of heat you give it. You can get all sorts of sort of almost tie-dye effects, I call them. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again sometime.
Goodbye.